In 2005, our county was looking at severe jail crowding and looking to build a new jail, which of course is a huge county expense. And we decided to partner up with the sheriff and look at probation's impact on the jail.
One of the findings was that there was a significant number of people that were placed on probation and then that later returned to jail on a warrant for what we call absconding or for failing to check in with their probation officer. So there was a significant number of people in the jail, you know, they are not for a new arrest but for that type of technical violation.
They would spend 40 days in jail on the average. So we saw an opportunity to try to be more proactive in reconnecting probationers. And so we formed a partnership with Friends Outside to work with us to find probationers and reconnect them with their probation officer and see if we could avert the warrant.
Friends Outside's entire goal since we've started is really to support people with the trauma of incarceration but help people make goals and turn those goals into reality. I was excited that I could join the program and find out how Friends Outside could be an intermediary between probationers and probation staff to really helping with a common goal of keeping people out of jail.
When somebody is placed on probation and say they haven't reported or they had an appointment and they missed that appointment, our probation officers will still do their due diligence, but after they've made several attempts to contact the probationer and they haven't had any response back, then they simply print out some information on the computer, make a couple of notes, they send the referral to Friends Outside.
People are more comfortable with us, sometimes if we don't find the probationer, we find family members, they give us a different number, a different address to go find people.
So when we find somebody with RAP, it could be a number of reasons. We found people who are actually working full-time and didn't think to check in or were working during probation hour schedules. So something like that, usually they kind of just want to go back on their way and just check in monthly and find out what their terms are.
One of the reasons it works well is because when you have a probation officer calling somebody's mother, somebody's sister, they're not always as apt to call that probation officer back. They're a little bit worried, they're a little bit afraid. Same with the probationer who hasn't been in contact with a probation officer. So when they get a call from somebody called Friends Outside, and maybe it's somebody they've known before, somebody that's helped them before while they were in custody, they might be a little more apt to call them back.
I was put on probation and I thought it was informal probation. Janet called me and told me that I need to get a hold of her or my probation officer, which is what I did.
We try to get them to report in person, do monthly reports if they have to do that. Sometimes we have to walk people into the probation department. Other times they just come in by themselves.
I got to hook up with Friends Outside, which has helped me out with brochures about job opportunities, housing, clothing. They've given me bus passes so I can go to school. But mainly they got me in touch with Deborah, which I didn't know I had to do.
What we're able to do through this program is also sort of connect this mini village of people who are around the offender, who are the folks that will work with us to keep them together.
And it's actually bridged relationships between myself and the people that I work with.
The program concept is very, very simple, but it represents a shift in thinking. A shift from the direction we had been on.
We've been tracking the bench warrants. In 2005, we had over 600 warrants, and today we have 162 warrants. So it's definitely gone steadily down.
Santa Cruz has ultimately closed the jail facility. They've never said it's because of RAP. I think it's a number of things that have happened, but we know by lowering our daily jail population well below average and being able to close the whole jail facility, it's having a remarkable impact on our local community.
It has helped reduce the amount of time I would have to spend writing reports, requesting bench warrants. I've actually got a support system helping me do that, who are out in the community.
So I think it's in its simplicity, its cost effectiveness, and its consistency with everything else we're trying to do in an evidence-based environment. I just think it's going to have a lot of applicability, broadly in justice systems.